When darkness comes and the sun sets and you watch the stars start to come out, and then you see the Milky Way overhead and the whole sky is starlit, it is just a beautiful thing. It's not something that's available to most people.
We use light every day. We need it to do work, to guide us home. And in Washington, D.C., we need light to showcase our nation's capital. But while we've mastered the art of lighting up the night, we've drowned out something priceless: the stars.
Every culture that developed on the planet developed with a real tie to the stars and the cosmos and looking above and just feeling awe at this incredible universe that we're in.
But more and more recently, our view of the stars is hindered by light pollution. Every year, light pollution increases by 10%. But what does it mean? Dark Sky International's official definition of light pollution is the human-made alteration of outdoor light levels from those occurring naturally. But there's so much more to light pollution than shutting out the stars.
Light pollution has huge impacts on human health. It has big impacts on wildlife. Unnecessary light wastes energy, so it costs a lot more money. It's a driver of climate change. And then, last but not least, it blocks our view of the universe. 83% of the world's population lives under light polluted skies.
Though it's not only humans who are affected by light pollution. Tucked into the northern nook of D.C., just south of Tacoma Park, Maryland, city wildlife caters to the injured city animals.
If there's a bird in your yard, you walk out there, it's going to fly away. My name is Jim Monsma. I'm the director of City Wildlife. We're Washington, D.C.'s first and only wildlife rehabilitation center. We opened in 2013, and since then we've done about 18,000 animals have come through here. People bring us birds, hawks, owls, turtles, opossums, squirrels, different kinds of animals, and we do what we can to fix them up and get them back out to the wild. So they're doing evening medications right now.
What does City Wildlife's work have to do with light pollution? Their Lights Out initiative helps migrating birds who run into trouble with bright windows.
Birds migrate at night because they use the stars to navigate, and the air currents are calmer, and there aren't the predators around, so over the years they've learned that it works best to travel at night, but they're attracted to lights. So they fly over a city, Washington, and they see the lights, and they're attracted, they come down here, and then the windows become a problem. So we have volunteers that go out very early in the morning, starting at 5:30, that walk routes that we know will encompass certain problematic buildings. Picking up the birds, that have fallen victims to window strikes. And the injured ones come in here, see if we can help them and get them back on the way. The dead ones go to the Smithsonian and other research facilities. A light will keep bats from feeding over a field if it's lit up. It'll keep the fireflies. It'll keep a lot of insects from breeding. And that's bad for the insects, of course, but also those insects are the food for everybody else. So we got to start thinking ecologically. We got to start thinking, realizing that everything is connected to everything else, and it's all evolved for a world that was dark at night.
Between the work of Dark Sky DC and City Wildlife, more people in DC are learning about the local and global threats of light pollution. The Smithsonian Museum of Natural History exhibit Lights Out walks you through the sky's history and human-made light's increasing impact. Local organizations have even come together to advocate for solutions. Dark Sky's DC chapter convinced the city to lower streetlight temperature to 3,000 Kelvin, a warmer and safer light. City Wildlife convinced the DC City Council to implement bird-safe glass for new buildings and renovations. But when it comes to everyday life, how can we take back our night sky? Through 5 guidelines, you can make all the difference. Make sure your light is useful and targeted. Don't use more light than you need. Use timers and motion sensors, and use warmer lighting.
This is not going to require a complete redo of our whole electric grid. This is about just adopting some really smart, good principles that are good for us and save us money and make life better.